Welcome to part 4 of Civil Engineering Instrument Survey Map. And we're going to finish up drawing the features in front of the house, label the chain link fence, and do the swing ties. And then I'm going to quickly show you the information where the title block gets filled out in paper space. But really, I think we're just going to skip over doing that part and let you just worry about the drawing part.
Well, maybe we should do that. I don't know. Okay, go ahead.
We'll figure it out at the end. So, anyways, let's go back to the field sketch. The surveyors are showing me that there's a concrete stoop that is 6'3" and then 4 foot out, but it's 14 foot from this corner. So let's just go ahead and draw that rectangle. I'm going to set to a layer called above ground feature, existing. Above ground feature. And I'm just going to simply draw a line from the endpoint there. Draw a construction line 14 foot here. And memory is good. I'm going to say 6.3 and 4 foot out. Okay. 4 out. 6 point. I gotta get this out of my way. 6.3. I have my ortho on at this point. And back. It defines the stoop. I can get rid of this construction line. Field sketch is also saying that there's a 2.8 foot concrete walk. So let's go back to the drawing. Let's set to the layer for the concrete walk, which is EX walk. Just coming off the endpoint of this, 2.8. Overshoot that. Oops. Take that ortho off. Overshoot that. And from here, I can just kind of end it at that house point there. Well, I'm basically doing nothing more than, do a trim command. It's not working the same way that my trim command works.
You touch the thing you want it to go away.
Okay. All right. So that find that. Gotta go grab the word concrete walk from over here. It doesn't quite fit, so we can delete out the space and create a second line here, and then move it in the vicinity. And I'm going to, I have a concrete stoop label over here. Just going to extend this out somewhere in the middle. You can be very exacting with that if you want to be, but that labels that and labels, I don't know how I got that red circle. What's that red circle defining, Pete?
It might just be a blurb type regen.
Okay. Okay, that's gone. And then, so the really only thing remaining that we have to do is talk about this chain link fence. Again, the field sketch is calling that a 5 foot chain link fence. Or I think there's a couple more things that we have to deal with back here, but it's a 5 foot chain link fence. So I can go grab a label for most chain link fences are 4 foot, so I'm not sure how this grew an extra foot, but we'll ground believe what the surveyor told us. We can label that that utility pole. Grab the label over here for that. And see how there's this overhead wire thing coming through the back of here.
Zoom in and show that to us because I can't see.
Okay, this says over OHW, which represents overhead wire. The surveyors most likely also put in their field sketch a line from the power pole almost to the middle of this house. We're going to assume it's the middle of the house. And I'm just going to match to this layer here. And it does matter how I draw that line beginning to end so the text comes out. Make current. All right, that's not quite what I was expecting, but I'll show you how to fix it. All right, match properties. There we go. Gonna highlight this one and then our source one. And because I drew it from left to right, I'm reading this not as upside down text, but the correct angle of the text. So that looks good to me. I do have a fancy block that I can drag over here. Overhead wire. Do that same thing where I rotate it. I tend to explode this one because it has multiple choices on here. So like I can call it like wood fence, overhead wire. It has a lot of different choices. So I tend to explode that so nobody else can name it something differently. And now the only thing that we have really left is to define how far this chain link fence is away from our property line. So that's a dimension command. I'm going to go double check our dimension style again. dd-dim, enter. It still says Landtech 08 align. That's what we want. Again, this is from endpoint to perpendicular. You can use the word aligned or aligned, and you can say from endpoint here, you can see that's a, is that what I was expecting? Aligned. Helps to issue perpendicular. And I didn't start it on the right layer. So I didn't start it on the right layer. Let's go.
Are you locating there the fence off the property line?
Yeah, we're defining exactly where the how far that this stuff
Chain link fence.
Chain link fence is away from our boundary. It's somebody else's fence, probably not ours.
Oh.
So we're seeing how far it is away. Lawyer wise or legally wise, they want to see the answer below point or below 1 foot. So anything below like 0.9 is a good answer to them. Keep messing that up. Endpoint, talk myself through this. Perpendicular. Again, I keep everything as pieces because I really wanted to say that this is going away from us. So I'm just going to move that arrow up here. This piece, and maybe get that down a little closer. Issue a break command, just kind of getting it a little bit closer. I think most people would probably be okay with ending it just like that. I tend to put in a lot more information, so I say chain link fence, and we're going to say that it's running north. So we're just going to move that over here. And now we can kind of cheat at the other end because instead of doing that whole thing, we're just going to take this whole thing and copy it to the right off of this endpoint here. And I'm just going to measure this distance between here and perpendicular. It's coming down here saying 0.3. So I'm just going to edit this to be 3. is the end of that. See, thinking that our map is actually complete and we can start worrying about the title block. So we built this all in model space and in paper space.